Welcome to FootballGamePlan.com, where football makes sense. I'm alongside the czar of the playbook, Emery Hunt, and I'm Tyler Merkovich, bringing you an FCS preview on the Pioneer Football League. And let's start out with the Toreros of San Diego. Ron Carragher, 9-2 last year. This is his third season. 16 returning starters, including his first-team all-conference quarterback, Sebastian Trujillo. 67% completion rating, over 2,800 yards, 35 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions.
He is a phenomenal playmaker, a really good quarterback, along the lines of the guy that previously left there, Josh Johnson, who's the quarterback now for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But this guy, Trujillo, is a really good quarterback. Amazing accuracy, pinpoint accuracy, arm strength, whip it around all across the field. It's not a system quarterback. He has the measurables. He's a real tall guy, 6'3", 200 pounds, 215 pounds, and that can really play the game. My question is, they're breaking in a lot of new wide receivers, and that offensive line returns 4 starters, so that's going to help out, give him more time back there to complete more passes and break more records.
John Matthews, over 1,400 yards and 21 touchdowns. They lose him, but good thing is they got 2 good tailbacks back, Phil Morelli and Matt Gelmini, who combined for over 1,300 yards last season. Conrad Smith, the center, he was a second-team all-selection. You mentioned that offensive line should be experienced.
Yeah, Morelli is a real good running back. Don't sleep on Morelli. That offensive line is going to open up a lot of holes for him. Expect a lot more offense production out there in San Diego.
Their defensive outfit fits a 4-2-5. Derek Martin, their leading tackler, is back. Loka Konogata, 52 tackles, 2 sacks, 6 tackles for loss. And Al Rewan Adeyemi, their defensive back, had 5 interceptions.
Adeyemi is a really good playmaker back there in the secondary. He's a real tall guy, rangy guy, so he can really play defensive football back there in the secondary. I like him as a cornerback. Also, you look at Konagata, you look at Negrete, you look at Martin. All those guys are really good linebackers. The linebacking core is the strength of that defense. 18 points a game they're giving up, 3.6 yards a rush, so they can stop the run as well as shut you down the pass. 54% completion percentage. San Diego has a really good defense, a solid team overall.
Rick Chamberlain, in his second year, 9-3 in his debut as head coach for the Dayton Flyers. Only 3 returning starters on offense is a problem, but that defense, which was stifling last year, is back with 8 returning starters. Let's talk about offense first. Jeff Peachan, 54 attempts last year. He's going to try to take over the reins. 4 starting offensive linemen are out, and the running backs are out. At least Andrew Zapinski averaged 5 yards per carry. Maybe a bright spot in the running game. Maybe they get him going.
Well, I don't know about that, Tyler, because you look at the fact that they lost 4 offensive linemen, 4 starters. That's going to be tough. Overall, as a team, they rushed for 3.3 yards a carry, so they got to get more production out that running game. And they lose the top running back. So you lose your top running back, you also lose your 4 offensive starters on the offensive line. That's a recipe for disaster, because that quarterback they're going to break in now. Will he be able to trust the new people that's in front of him? That's the big question.
Well, they lose all 4 returning. They lose 4 starters on the offensive line, but defensive line they return 3, including 2 tackles. Sean Heenan and Kalen Hamblegarn combined for 12 sacks and over 12 tackles for loss. They were both all-league selections. This team, the last 2 years, under 2.3 yards per carry and under 15.6 points per game for 2 consecutive years. Matt Smythe, 21 pass deflections as a safety.
Well, you look at the defense for Dayton. They have the best defense, bar none, in the country, let alone the Pioneer. They can compete with anybody in the country defensively. This defense is tremendous. You already know going into Dayton, it's already 2nd and 8, because you're not going to get no more than 2 yards in that first down running the football. I like their defensive line. The strength down the middle. You look at those 2 big defensive tackles, Sean Heenan, Himmelgraham. Right down the middle, you move to the next level with the linebacker, Joe Reese, another guy, 74 tackles, stuff in the middle. You look behind him, Matt Smith, 21 PBUs. That's crazy. That is insane. He's always around the football. He's a tremendous playmaker. This is the best defense by far in the Pioneer Football League.
Expect a low-scoring game when playing the Flyers of Dayton. And this conference is all over the place, from San Diego to Ohio, down to Florida, where the Jacksonville Dolphins are led by Kerwin Bell, 9-4 last year. This is his 3rd season. 7 returning on offense, 9 on defense. Josh McGregor over 2,400 yards passing, 24 TDs compared to 11 interceptions, a good ratio. Rudell Small over 1,300 yards and 13 touchdowns. They also got 2 good linemen.
Well, you look at the linemen are inexperienced, so that's a question mark. Receiver core are young. They're bringing in a lot of newbies. They're going to ask, Phil Park as well as Finkley to come in and be the faces of that wide receiver core, and they can do a good job. But the biggest thing is McGregor. He's a tremendous quarterback. Could fling the ball all over the field. This guy is a tremendous asset to that team. He's wherever Jacksonville's going to go, he's going to be on the back of McGregor. He's a dynamite quarterback. I like him a lot.
Their safety was their leading tackler, Jason Wood, 83 tackles, 14 passes broken up. Defensive end Sean Lewis, 18 stops in the backfield, 10 sack, 8 tackle for loss. And this is a big improvement at the defensive side of the ball. They went from 32 points per game in 2007 to 19 points per game in 2008. Huge strides.
Yeah, because you look at the defensive back there, Jason Wood, 83 tackles, 14 PBUs. This guy's all over the field. He can make tackles. He can break up passes. He's a tremendous athlete. He's a really good playmaker. Also, you want to look at the secondary is the strength of their defense. I like them a lot. I think they're going to do well. I like Jacksonville as far as their linebacker core. It's a veteran group led by Joseph Fennell. He's a really good playmaker as well too. So overall, you look at Jacksonville. They shut you down in the past. 48% completion percentage, 19 points per game. I like Jacksonville overall. This is a team that could probably challenge for the division. I like this team.
Let's move over to Morehead State Eagles. Let's see if you like this team. Matt Ballard, 6-6 last year, 15 returning starters, 6 on offense, 9 on defense. They run the spread offense. Evan Sawyer is a quarterback who will be inserted. Jared Pendleton, the running back, and they got 3 offensive linemen returning: Jacob Neal, Brad Seeger, and Stephen Bays.
Yeah, it's the second year they're going to be in the spread, so that veteran offensive line should help ease the transition. Again, another year in that system, they should improve. I'm going to need for Evan Sawyer to do more in that spread to get better. He struggled a little bit last season. He needs to get better in that spread offense. I think he's going to do fine this year, but you need to see more improvement. You look at they lose their top receivers, so they're going to be breaking in a bunch of fresh faces. So that's an inexperienced group, so that's another question mark on that offense for Morehead State.
Their head linebacker lives behind the line of scrimmage. Get these numbers for Wes McDermott: 102 tackles, 4 sacks, 15.5 tackles for loss, and 9 pass breakups. He's a great linebacker, and Josh Ballard also. Those are 2 solid guys.
The linebackers are beasts that live on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Ballard has 10 TFLs as well, but I'm gonna do you one better. You look at the defensive line. You have Andrew Doan, 10 TFLs, 5 sacks. You look at Derek Steiner, 11 TFLs, 4.5 sacks. The whole team lives in the backfield. These guys are tremendous playmakers. Morehead State has a real good defense. 2.5 yards a carry. They're giving up 84 yards rushing total a game. So you cannot run the ball on Morehead State. You have to throw on them. But the good thing about it, they get 9 starters back. That's going to help out in that secondary. You look at Derek Harkness and Quentin Daniels, 2 really good cornerbacks. I really like them a lot. I like this defense.